Oh, all right. Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? Hey, this is KSolo. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in last night to Ride Up with KSolo podcast. Had a great show. At least I think it was a great show with Smitty of Smitty World and my guy, one of my inspirations, LT, Timothy Mitchell from Views on Twos on YouTube, both channels on YouTube. But we had a great show last night, and I just wanted to just come out here and take the time to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys are really an inspiration and motivation to me doing this podcast thing, because I tell you, I didn't want to do a podcast. I didn't want to share my experiences and road trip openly with the public. But Big Sarge, Big Sale, Retro, GQ, LT, LNO, LO, down there in Texas, those guys said, "Hey, Solo, people want to hear about your experience, man. People want to hear about your travels and adventures." And I said, "Guys, people don't want to hear about that, man. I post pictures, snapshots, snippets. Every now and then I post a nugget, but really, people don't want to see my travel like that." They said, "Yes, you do, man. You got a large following. You got a lot of people that are inspired by you, that want to get out and see where you've been and what you've done." So I said, "Okay, guys, I'm going to give it a shot." And this has been the end result. And Logic. Shout out to Logic, man, for coming on with me when I was doing the Hoka Hey Challenge. Logic and Hopper and Wolf and everybody else who came on just to get the thing up and going, man. I really appreciate it. But we had a great show last night talking to Smitty, and it was from a different perspective. Smitty, like we said on the show, is sports bike rider transition, and it brought up a lot of good conversation. And one of my mentors, I got on the phone with him after the show and talked to him, and I said, "Hey, man, what do you think?" And I said, "Be honest, I need that constructive criticism. I need the good and the bad." And that's a true friend when they give you the good and the bad. Not always the good of what you want to hear, but some of the bad too. And I said, "Hey, man, break me off with the constructive criticism. Let me hear about it. What do I need to do? How do I need to improve? Are we on the mark?" And he was like, "Yeah, Solo, you on the mark. Work on this, work on that. But, you're consistent with it. You're relevant. Your topics are interesting. Your guests are interesting. Your niche is there. You have your niche." So all of that to say thank you for everybody that's been supporting me with this podcast, with sitting behind the desk, sitting behind the camera, talking and speaking into the microphone. It's really a new adventure for me. Some people say, "Hey, man, you have a knack for it. You have a gift for it." But me, I'm a personal guy. I don't like sharing too much information about myself because, I have a complex life. I'm a combat veteran, PTSD, some things that I'm dealing with internal, that riding has literally saved my life. I did the club thing, met some great guys that I call brother. And when I use that terminology of calling someone brother, I don't use it lightly. It's meaningful to me. And I met some guys that I really, when I say my brother, I mean that. So I want to thank those guys for supporting me and being on my team and inspiring me. But I'm coming to you this morning after a long, hard push to Phoenix, Arizona for the SMA award ceremony, as a matter of fact, doing a show. That Thursday I did a show, which I'm telling you, literally got off the bike, set up my equipment, hit the live button, and we were rolling with it. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about producing a show on the road, and I'm looking forward to my next venture and putting a show on the road. It's a small production. It's not a lot. I ask for your support. I'm looking for top tier supporters and donors. I'm not looking for sponsors, because the thing is, getting sponsors means you have to push their product, push their ideology, push it on people, good or bad. And the thing is, I try to be honest with what I put out there and what I say. I try to be honest with it. And I don't want to be held back to sit there and just only show the good of something. If there's something wrong with it, there's something bad with it, I want to be able to freely speak and say, hey, these are the hiccups that I had with it. So asking for sponsors, if you even thinking about wanting to be a sponsor on my podcast, just know I'm going to tell the good with the bad. And you may not want to hear that. But hey, constructive criticism only make you better. But anyway, I'll say all that again. Just to thank everybody for supporting the podcast. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central Standard Time, and 5 Pacific. Riding with KSolo, the podcast. Yeah.